Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 10. I hope you all really enjoyed the spring break and are ready to get back into it. We only have a very few amount of weeks left. We only have 5 weeks left in court, including this week. So let's get ready to sort of buckle down and get this semester over with. While making sure that we're learning everything we need to do to be good counselors. So I just wanted to go over a little bit about assessment in marriage and family counseling. I was thrilled with the discussion board post this week. You all really did a good job of looking at culture and applying that to marriage and family counseling. It's honestly something that we need to be thinking about in every assessment that we give, but I thought it was really important to bring this message home with marriage and family counseling. So, some of the things you all talked about that influenced a person's belief or culture was their sexual orientation, race, culture, religion, and there are so many more things that we can think of. But what I really want you guys to remember is that we cannot make assumptions. We can't assume that people think the same way that we do. And then we have to educate ourselves about other cultures, other populations. How do other people believe? Even with that information, we cannot make assumptions. We still have to get to know every student individually and every client individually. But I thought you all did a great job. I really enjoyed reading them this week. So this week we're moving to assessment and diagnosis. And diagnosing a client is based on a medical model. So when you choose a diagnosis, you're saying, this is the problem that this client has. From a counseling in general is based on a wellness model. So a wellness model means sort of how are we going to get that student to a better place, but we don't look at the deficits that are more apparent in a medical model. And so there are strengths and weaknesses to both of these. And I'm going to ask you about that in your reflection. So be thinking about that. What are the strengths and what are the weaknesses to actually giving a client a label or a diagnosis? And just using the word label should help you to think a little bit more about some of the weaknesses, but there are also some strengths to that. And one of the videos will sort of address that as well. Now, I wanted to go over a little bit of class information. By this point, you should have started on your papers. It's April 2nd today, and your student evaluation report is due April 28th. Now, I said that I'd give you a chance to redo that paper, but what that means is I'll get that paper on Saturday. It may be graded by Monday or Tuesday at the earliest. You will only have until that next Saturday to get it turned in. That is also the same due date as your test report paper. So make sure that you are prepared and that you are working on this. I do not want you to be just starting it, because if you are just starting it, it's not going to be a quality work. Rubrics and the guidelines that I've provided will be used to grade the assignment, so make sure you're reading them. I don't want anyone to get a low grade because they didn't have a clear understanding of the expectations. Graduate level writing is expected, and I've tried to outline that. If you have questions, write it out, turn it in early. I will give you feedback. As long as it's back, as long as you give it to me a week in advance, I should be able to read it in time and grade it in time for you to make any changes. So I'm willing to work with you on this, but it's mandatory that you guys are working and getting started. Other than that, that's it for this week. I look forward to reading everything and your thoughts about assessment and diagnosis, and you should be hearing from me soon. Have a good evening.